So that puts me back up with the Raiders. And to me, the Raiders are a team that Shedeur Sanders could potentially fall to. If he does, I would like him there as well. In this instance, he does not. So I'm going to take a receiver. This group, to me, they don't really have anybody that scares you on the outside. Like, you look at the roster and you go, man, they like Geno Smith. If you're going to win with him, you better have some guys that can help. And this to me would be one of those picks. It's T-Mac Tetairoa McMillan, 6'4", 220 pounds. He has some speed. He's a jump ball player, can catch and run. I want him to be a little bit more aggressive at times. That's the one thing when I watched him play is just a little more Steve Smith. If he could have just 10% more of that in him, I would appreciate it. But they need something. He was highly productive, couple years, over 1,300 yards, only 21 years old, so some ability to grow up there in Vegas. They need receivers. I don't know if it's the greatest receiver class I've ever seen, but to me, that would be the one I would take. Coach, your thoughts?
I saw that talent level. I saw that ability. The one thing that scared me, and I probably shouldn't read too much into it, he was interviewed and he said, I rather watch film myself because I don't like to watch with the rest of the receivers. And I'm thinking, you have no chance in Indianapolis with Peyton Manning if that's your approach. So that one scared me, Rodney, but I do love the talent.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very talented young man, but I said the same thing, Coach. And when you mentioned his name, I was sitting here thinking, well, I don't like to watch tape. I want no part of that kid. If I'm the Raiders, I think it's easy. I think you have to solidify the run game. Ashton Jeanty is the great pick here. I mean, you're building the foundation of a good young offense. You got Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers. You add in Ashton Jeanty. You continue to work on that offensive line. I like this pick for the Raiders because the Raiders, you know, when Josh Jacobs was there and he was running well, this team, you had to respect that offense. No one respects that offense. No one fears that offense. So now you have Brock Bowers. You're getting a bunch of young, talented guys for cheap. You know what I mean? So if you're the Raiders, man, I think this is an easy pick. I mean, this kid is the best running back in the draft. Why are you laughing at me, Coach? You don't think this is an easy pick?
He is, and he's right there on my list. He's the next pick, but I'm with Jack's going for that talent. Jack sees this guy who's big and he can run and he makes plays. And
yeah, typical Raiders, right, Coach? Typical Raiders.
Who cares about watching tape?
It is. And I'm just thinking that if they're going to be able to win with Geno, they ain't doing it with Jacoby Myers. I mean, Myers is going to help them, but they ain't going to win with throwing the ball to Bowers and Jacoby Myers. Like that's just not enough with Geno Smith playing quarterback. Now,
and a running back helps. And the best running back in the draft.
Believe me, he was definitely on my list. He was definitely on my list.
And you're going to pick up. Wait, listen, you're going to pick up a couple receivers. You know, during training camp, when guys get hurt, guys might pull a hamstring, guys get released, you're going to pick up some guys. This is not just Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers. You're going to pick up some veteran players to put in camp. But what I'm saying is you don't have a run game. Your star running back is in Green Bay. So you don't have a run game. No one respects your run game. And how do you continue to pass the ball? Well, get a good young running back. I mean, this is a kid that's legit. He's going to come in. He's going to have 1,100 yards his first year. I promise you that.
Jack's drafting like Al. He's going back to his Al Davis roots. I like the pick. I like it. You're drafting a Raider.
Speed, baby. Give me some speed.
I love it.
You can go up and get it. All right, who's up next? I think it's Rod, right? Rodney. Are we back to Rodney? And he has the Jets.
Yes, the Jets. You have Justin Fields. Obviously, you got some talent at running back and the wide receiver. But for me, it's Tyler Warren, the tight end. This is a need. This is another weapon for Justin Fields. I mean, this is a big, strong guy that can play all over the field. He can block. He can play in the slot. He's big. He's physical. He's an easy target, Coach. This is a home run for the Jets, the tight end, Tyler Warren.
Yeah, I like that pick. I love Warren. I watched him play. He just reminds me of these tight ends that have come out, the Brock Bowerses and the Dallas Goederts who come out and they make an impact. And I just think this is a great pick. A lot of people don't have him up that high, but I like this young man and his talent and the position.
All right, so it's hard to argue with that. Everybody knows what he can do at the tight end position. Coach, we move it down, and you now have the 8th pick, and that would be the Carolina Panthers.
Yep, and the way the board has fallen now, I've really got a dilemma because I love Mason Graham. Rodney talked about him earlier on, and this is a tremendous defensive player, a guy who can solidify the middle of that line of scrimmage, and that's who I should pick. But I didn't know Ashton Jeanty was going to still be there. And now he's there. The Raiders passed on him, and he's there. And I've got this young quarterback and Bryce Young, and I need some weaponry. And now I can get this great running back who can be Edgerrin James for us and take some pressure off the quarterback. So I'm going to change my mind. I had my card drawn up with Mason Graham. Jeanty didn't get picked. I'm picking Ashton Jeanty right here.
And that's for Carolina, correct?
Carolina, yep.
Yeah, they just paid their starting running back. So you got two.
That's all right.
Backs.
That's all right.
No, I'm not arguing with you. I'm
yeah.
just.
Yeah.
Jack, you at 9 with the Saints?
Yeah, so that puts it right back to the New Orleans Saints at pick number 9. And this is one I went back and forth on. I think that they need help at cornerback. The more I looked at their roster, Marshawn Lattimore being out of there, he's of course with Washington now. To me, corner is a premium position. That's one of those positions where you just have to have somebody, and it's nice to have them on a rookie deal as well. And so I'm going to go with Jahdae Barron out of Texas.
Ooh, okay.
To me, just watching him coach, and Rod, I see you nodding your head. It was speed, attitude, leadership, and then the ball skills with the 5 interceptions this past year. And honestly, the way he ran with the ball after he caught it, I really like him. He's a sub 4.4 guy, and he makes a lot of sense in that New Orleans defense to me. Rod, your thoughts?
100%. I agree with you. I thought the need was definitely cornerback. But for me, it was Will Johnson. So either one of those guys, because I have them two ranked as the top 2 cornerbacks in this draft. But cornerback is a home run position. You have, I like Will Johnson right here, or the kid that you mentioned. Yep.
Would you think about a quarterback here at all, Zach?
No.
It just would depend to me, Coach, on how it's shook down. If nobody had taken Shedeur yet, I would think about it. If everybody gets sort of spooked by the quarterbacks in the top 8 picks or so, and they start slipping outside of Cam Ward, I would think about it. I would definitely think about it. Would you, Coach?
I would, and because I know eventually we're going to need that quarterback, and this could be the time to get him. Maybe I move down a little bit, see if anybody wants that pick, move down a little bit. And I've got some dark horse quarterbacks for later on in the first round. But I do like your pick at corner. I was like Rodney, though. I kind of had Will Johnson a little higher just because of the size. But I like the cornerback pick.
Okay, there we go. So I believe that kicks us back over to Rodney, correct? Rod, who you going with next? We are now at pick number 10.
With the Chicago Bears. And the Chicago Bears did a great job, guys, of coming right in, Ben Johnson, and really solidifying and trying to change that offensive line. But, Coach, you always talk about weapons, and I do believe they need a weapon. And to me, the guy that really stands out is Matthew Golden. I think he's a stud. I mean, he's great hands, tremendous speed, great competitiveness, and just a kid that's ready to play day one. He has all the right tools, the right attitude. I think this is a home run for the Bears.
Yeah. I like that pick because I do think you got to get your young quarterback some weapons. Just sitting there with Mason Graham, who I love, and he's still there, but I got this young quarterback, and do I want to go out and get Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne for him? Yeah, that's what I want to do. So let's go with Matthew Golden. I love it.
Would you go receiver over offensive line there, Coach?
I would, because of what they've done in the offseason. They've hit their offensive line already. And so to me, you get this young receiver who can grow with my second-year quarterback, and they can kind of grow together like Reggie and Peyton did. I think that's the way to go.
Went Odunze last year, so they continue to add at the wide receiver.
So now you got Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne together with a young quarterback, and the three of us are going to grow.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.